Hello, hello, everybody. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good evening. Alrighty. Today we're doing the live a little bit earlier. I'm testing out some different times for you guys. Testing out some different strategies to reach you guys more. All right. So usually I do my lives around 7 or 8. Right. This lipstick is killing me here. I'm always like so judgmental about myself. Okay, I'm live. You guys are here to learn. You're not here to look at my lipstick, right? Awesome, awesome. So we started here at 5 o'clock. Hopefully, this is a good time. I'm gonna see how many people actually show up. So we might make this a thing. So my lives will either be anywhere from 7 or 8, or more like 5 or 6. So let's see, maybe early afternoon. Maybe I'll play around with it. Some days I'll do early afternoon. Other days I'll do maybe I should just go back here. Yeah. And other days I'll do like late afternoon. But anyways, welcome guys. Today we are discussing what is a stock split. It's gonna be a very quick live. We're not gonna go too deep into the subject. It's a very simple subject. The reason why I wanted to go over it is because NVIDIA, a lot of my students are invested in NVIDIA. And those of you who are not familiar with NVIDIA, all right. Oh, actually, we'll get into that, okay? Oops. All right. We're not here to fall here. Please don't fall. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. My iPad thing just almost fell, and that kind of threw me for a loop. Okay. So why am I discussing stock splits? Well, I've done a live like this before last year when Tesla split, and when Apple split, I did a live. But that was last year. That was a while ago. A lot of you guys are new to investing. A lot of you guys are new to the group. And so, we're evolving. We're continuously evolving. There's new people in the group continuously. So these are conversations. You're going to hear me talk about the same things over and over. And why is that? Sometimes you need to hear it more than once. Sometimes you need to hear it more than 3 times. Sometimes you even need to hear it 100 times before it actually seeps in, right? And I'm able to say this because I'm guilty of it as well, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've hired a coach or an advisor of some sort to help me with my personal stuff, and they'll tell me one thing, and then I just, for some reason, I'm stuck in my old ways, and I never really do what they say until finally one day it clicks, and I'm like, yeah, why don't you just try what so-and-so said to do? And then I go ahead and do it, and I get results, and I'm like, Kat, what are you doing? You could have been doing this whole time. What were you doing? Okay, so don't mind me if I'm repeating the same stuff over and over, if I cover some of the same topics that I covered in the past, right? It's all here to help you. Some of you guys have already implemented some of the stuff that I say, and you're already making money. Some of you guys are still kind of like stagnant, don't know where to start. Maybe you need a refresher. So the upcoming lives that I'm going to do are going to be a lot of repeats, a lot of review, and of course I will take you guys' questions, and you guys get to learn from others as well. Okay, all right, with that being said, okay, if you're watching this live, go ahead and type in live. Where are you watching from, right? If this is live, those of you guys watching this on the replay, go ahead and type in replay. All right, and then we will get started in about 1 minute, okay? So let me put a little song. Let's see here. Let's put a little music. Let me put some like money music or something. Alrighty. Alrighty, so we gotta get the energy up in here. Guys, type in San V says live. Sharon says live. What's up, Sharon? What it do? Okay. All right. I don't have no money songs. I have like abundance. I have like, okay. But I kind of wanted something upbeat. All right. So we're going to play this for about a minute, and then we're going to get started. Okay. Michelle from New York. Hello, Michelle. Hello. All right. All right, so while we wait for everybody, since this is like a meditation type of music, all right? So let's start with the meditation. How about that, all right? Everybody who's here, go ahead and close your eyes. Breathe in. Hold for 3 seconds. Breathe out for 3 seconds. Breathe in for 3 seconds. Breathe out for 3 seconds. Breathe in one last time. And breathe out. All right, you guys are ready to receive the message. All right, you are in the right state of mind to hear the right thing to unlock some of your money blockages. All right, you guys ready? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Type in a 1 if you guys are ready to get started. Type in a 1 if you guys are ready to get started. Michelle says 1. Anyone else? Okay, all right, everybody's getting ready. Okay, awesome, awesome. All right, we got in the mood. Okay, so let's talk about stock splits. But first, before I get into stock splits, why am I even discussing this? Well, NVIDIA, for those of you who are invested in NVIDIA is a technology company, right? So if you're into Apple, if you're into Microsoft, you're into Tesla, right? These tech stocks, Square, PayPal, right? These well-known tech stocks, NVIDIA might be on your watch list as well. Again, guys, those of you who don't know what NVIDIA is, or, you know, whatever stock that I talk about, a little tip for you, okay? Those of you writing notes, a little tip for you. Go onto Yahoo Finance, all right? If you're going to meet someone new, let me backtrack for a second. If you're going to meet someone new, right? Or if you're connecting with someone that you're going to do business with. How about that? That's a better analogy. If you're connecting with someone that you're going to do business with, someone that's going to, you're going to make money with them, and you've never heard of them before, what is the first thing you're going to do, right? If someone says, I need to connect you to this person here, all right, who's going to help you make a lot of money, what is the first thing you're going to do? Go ahead and type it in the comments. I'm going to wait for you guys, all right? If you're going to work with someone that's going to make you a lot of money, whether you guys are working together or they're going to teach you, right? Whatever the case is, right? This person, this connection is going to make you money. What is the first thing you're going to do before you take advantage of that connection? I'm going to wait for you guys on the comments here. All right. Anybody else? Can anybody guess? Anybody else? Anybody? Okay. Sharon says research them. Ding, 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 ding. Absolutely. All right. Those of you who are super shy, who did want to type in the comments, yes, absolutely. You're going to research them. Google them. Right. And so if a friend of yours, okay, or a Facebook group, or an Instagram post, or a Reddit article, or an email tells you, hey, you need to invest into this company because it's going to make you a lot of money, what is the first thing you're going to do? What do you guys think? All right. Same thing. You guys are telling me if you're going to work with someone and they're going to make you a lot of money, whether it's you working with them together, doing business together, whether it's a sugar daddy, whether it's a sugar mama, whether it's a business partner, whether it's a susu, whatever it is that you're going to partner with this person and you guys are going to make money, you guys agree with me that you're going to research them. You're probably going to check out their Facebook. You're probably going to check out their LinkedIn. You're probably going to check out. Absolutely, Michelle. Yes, exactly. Research the company. Kat, are you seriously wasting this live on telling people this? Yeah, I actually have to tell people this because this is what happens. We know this. This is common sense. We know this. I don't need to tell you that. But this is what happens is that we get so excited because our friend made so much money or our whoever made so much money from this specific company that we act on emotion instead of logic. I'm going to repeat that. We act on emotion instead of logic. We jump on the opportunity. We see it on the stock club of some sort. right? We see it on the stock club of some sort. We see it on somebody's page, and then we decide let's go. Oh, they made $10,000. Oh, they bought Shiba, or they bought Dogecoin, or they bought AMC, they bought GameStop, they bought Bed Bath and Beyond, and they made $10,000. The thing is, that person who's posting how much money they made for the day, or for the week, or for the month, they're not posting how much money they lost the very next day. They're not posting their ending balance at the end of the year. Right? They're not posting any of that. And so we get excited. And when I say we, I'm talking about me, because I've been guilty of this. As a matter of fact, I still fight through this. I have to continuously, it's a continuous fight for me to block out all the noise. You guys don't think I get tempted when I see you guys post about, these meme coins that are making you so much money? You think I don't get tempted as well? Of course I get tempted. I'm a human. Right? But I remember my trading plan. I remember I have my experience where I have been burned from blindly following people. And so my experience, even though the temptation is there, my experience is like, nope, cat. Remember that time and the time before that and the time before that? We're not doing that again. And so because of my experience, I'm able to stay disciplined. A lot of you guys are new. You don't have that experience, but trust me, you're going to get it. You're going to get it. And it's a continuous choice, guys. It's every single day. You have to choose yourself. You have to choose your portfolio. You have to choose success. Success is attracted to those who are ready for it. I'm going to say that again. All right? Success is attracted to those who are ready for it. You're asking for success, but are you what success wants? Because it's a two-way street. It takes two to tango. You can love a man all you want, but if they don't want you, it's never going to work. You can love a woman all you want. If they don't love you, or if they're not at their best, it's not going to work. It's the same thing with investing. Same thing with success. Same thing with your money. Same thing with building wealth. You have to be ready for it. Success is not attracted to those who are not confident, to those who are second guessing, and to those who are emotional. All right? Success is attracted to those who are ready for it. So if you know that you want to have a successful portfolio, a portfolio that is compounding year after year after year to build generational wealth to pass down to your children, right? We have to give that success that same respect. The least we can do is Google the company. That's the least we can do. Some of you guys are investing into Shiba. You don't even know what Shiba is. Some of you guys are invested into Dogecoin. You have no idea what Dogecoin is. You don't even know what a cryptocurrency is. All right? Type in a 1 if I'm speaking your truth. We got to start with the basics. We can't just skip the steps and just say, hey, where's my success? Where's my $100,000 portfolio? What's going on? Why am I still in the negative? Well, did you do the proper steps? Did you get yourself ready? Type in a 1 if I'm speaking your truth here. Type in a 1 if you guys are with me. Type in a 1 if you guys are with me. Thank God I'm wearing pants. Because you know how they have like the Zoom, like when you're doing a Zoom, like you have either no pants or just pajamas, right? This thing just fell. Thank God, right? Okay, where's the comments? I lost the comments. I was trying to go through the comments. Okay. So Merlene says search the company. Absolutely. Check on Yahoo, okay? Sharon says preach. Yes, you guys are with me. Absolutely. All right? So we have to put in the work. And it's not that hard, guys. You guys love going up on strangers. Some of you guys, well, I'm guilty of this, okay? Actually, instead of saying some of you, some of us will sit here and debate with a whole stranger on Facebook and go back and forth for a good 20, 30 minutes. And some of you guys go as far as to actually check out their profile and see what they're about. Is this somebody that I even want to argue with, right? Is this somebody that's even worth my time? You guys have time for all that, but you can't even Google the company that's supposed to make you money? Make it make sense, guys. All right? So you go to Yahoo Finance. And it's not just about going to Yahoo Finance and looking up and seeing NVIDIA is a technology company. That's not enough, right? We want to know more. What are some things you would want to know about a company? Okay, let's backtrack. If a friend comes to you, right? If a friend comes to you and tells you, hey, invest in my business, what are some things you're going to want to know about their business? All right, without going too deep into this conversation, what are some things you would ask your friend? And I talk about this all the time. I've said this on many lives, okay? But sometimes we need to hear it over. What are some things you would ask your friend if they said, hey, you friend, please invest in my business? What are some things? I'm drinking my cola one. What are some things you would ask your friend? I'm going to give you guys about a minute. Okay, Sharon says financials. Zeus says, what do they sell? Absolutely. Okay. So Katiana is talking about NVIDIA. She's been talking about NVIDIA for the past, how long have I been talking? I don't really have that much to talk about, so it's okay. We can have a whole conversation for a whole hour. I know you guys love to hear me talk, right? I love to hear me talk too. Okay. So Katiana's talking on and on this live for 15 minutes about NVIDIA. Okay, I get it. It's a software company, but what do they sell? What exactly does NVIDIA sell? So how can I find that out? Go ahead. Go ahead in the comments, guys. Go ahead in the comments. How can I find out what does NVIDIA sell? Okay, Michelle says business plan. Absolutely. Okay, business plan. Why? The business plan has what do you sell? What is your marketing plan? What are your what are your sales like so far? Right? Awesome. Marie says, what type of business is it? What do they do? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I know, guys, I know this sounds like, Kat, are you serious? Like, do you really have to tell people that? Do we have to talk about this? Yes, because guess what happens? We get emotional. And when we're emotional, do we think logically? What do you guys think? Type in a 0 if you guys think that when we are emotional, we do not think logically. Type in a 1 if you think we do think logically when we're emotional. Think about the last time you had a fight with someone, whether it was your loved one, whether it was your friend, whether it was a family member. Think about the last time. And then you go home and you're like, was it really? It wasn't even that big of a deal. Why was I so riled up? Like it really wasn't that serious, right? How many times has that happened to you, right? It's the same thing with investing. We get emotional and then we throw logic out the window. We invest into things we know nothing about. We don't even know how they make money. How many of you guys know how does Dogecoin make money? Type in a 1 if you know how Dogecoin makes money. Type in a 1 if you even know what does Dogecoin sell, because it is a company, right? It is a cryptocurrency. It's not like your traditional stock, right? It's a cryptocurrency, but the same idea, whether you're investing into gold, whether you're investing in oil, whether you're investing into land, you need to know about what it is that you're investing in. Type in a 1 if you know what Dogecoin sells or how they make their money. Type in a 1. Type in a 1 if you know how Shiba makes its money. Type in a 1. Well, you guys probably know AMC, right? They make movies. But what are the different types of ways that AMC makes money? We know that they sell movie tickets and popcorn, right? What else? What else do? They have contracts with other people? Do they do corporate retreats, right? How else? Do they have investments? Are they invested into Bitcoin or cryptocurrency like Tesla? How many of you guys know this, right? I don't see any ones. These are some of the things. I know this live is all about what is a stock split. Before we even get into what is a stock split, we have to understand what is a stock. And we have to understand what it means to invest in a company. So yes, I'm breaking it all the way down. If we don't understand what it means and how to properly invest in a company, and we don't understand what a stock is, why am I talking to you about stock splits? Why does that even matter? Right? That's why I'm going that deep. If you just hopped on, you're like, wait, the title says stock split. Stock split. Why is she talking about NVIDIA and profiles of the company and how they make money? It's all connected, I promise. Okay? All right? And so with NVIDIA, how else can I find out? You can go to the website. Oh my God. Right? What are the different products that they sell? If you go on NVIDIA's website, you will see gaming, you will see clouds, you will see cyber security, you'll see like actual, I'm not a tech person, like actual motherboards that they sell, right? You see all types of things that they sell. And now you think in your mind, okay, where is this industry? Is NVIDIA and their products and their vision and everything that they're about, is this going to be around for my kids? Is this going to be around for the next 5, 10, 20 years? And if it is going to be around, what is the future looking like for this company, for this type of company? Because maybe NVIDIA may not be the company that you want to invest in. Maybe during your research, you find another company that does exactly what NVIDIA does, but does it better. Type in a 1 if you guys are with me, okay? And sales. Okay, nice, they say. Nice job. Nice job on that, okay? Zeus says data centers. Yes, exactly. They have data centers, okay? So exactly, Sissy. Just like you knew how AMC made their money, everything in your portfolio, you need to know how they make money, okay? Other things, obviously, I'm not going to go down the whole list. There's a whole list of things that you want to know. Is AMC number 1, number 2, number 3? Right? Have they been making money for the past couple of years? Have they been consistently profitable? That's another thing. Why would I invest in a company who's declining in sales? Why would I invest in a company that's drowning in debt? Why? Because my friend said to invest in it and I can make a quick 20, 30 grand? Yes, absolutely. Now, guys, I'm not here to bash AMC. That's not what I'm here for. I'm just giving real life examples because right now AMC is relevant. So when I say the word AMC, I get your attention, okay? So I'm saying AMC only because it's relevant right now. The concept is still the same. Can you go into AMC and make $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 within a short period of time? Absolutely. Absolutely. But I'm talking to a lot of beginners in here. I'm talking to a lot of people who have never invested before, who don't even understand the possibilities of how investing works. And so I'm letting you know, before you invest in a company, you want to know some of these things. All right? Awesome, awesome, awesome. You guys are with me. All right, beautiful. So now let's switch over. So the first thing you want to understand is what is the company about. So now we're talking about NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a software company and so on and so forth. Well, NVIDIA announced the stock split. Sorry, I had the article here because I didn't want to mess up the date. Okay, the dates. All right. Oops. Where's my little thing? Did I lose it? Please don't tell me I lost it. Okay. So apparently, okay, according to this article here. Right, what article is this? This is from Motley Fool. I love Motley Fool. You can have the paid subscription or the free, it doesn't matter, okay? They're saying that NVIDIA's stock split will happen on July 20th. I just lost the date. Yeah, 20th. July 20th. What does that mean, okay? The reason why I'm even going over this is because a lot of my students, a lot of my one-on-one students, okay? Sensei says, AMC has not been profitable since 2014, okay? 2014, that was 7 years ago. Now, can AMC turn around? Yeah, absolutely. AMC can turn around. But you need to know this when you decide to invest. If you say, hey, Kat, you know, you've been bashing AMC on every live that you get on here. I love AMC. AMC paid my bills. AMC made me a six-figure check. Right? AMC paid off my mortgage. AMC made me a lot of money. So you can blah, blah, blah you want. I'm still going to invest into AMC. I am absolutely proud of you. As long as you understand that AMC has not made any money since 2014. That's all I'm saying. If you know that and you still want to take that risk, that is your prerogative. But blindly buying AMC and hoping that it goes up and not knowing anything about it is completely different than saying, yes, I know AMC hasn't made any money for a while, but I see A, B, C, D, E, and so because of that, I'm still going to invest in the company. Type in a 1 if you guys understood the difference. Okay, I'm going to repeat it. Type in a 1 if you understood. There's a difference between saying, hey, I'm buying AMC because all my friends are buying AMC and I see this on the internet and I hope that I make money. And an investor saying, I know that AMC has been operating in the red for a few years, but I know A, B, and C, and I'm going to invest in it anyway. There are two different investors. This investor here has no idea what's going on. They're going to panic. They're going to be emotional. They're going to get out too quick, or they're going to stay too long. This person here is going to be well balanced. They're going to buy shares every month. They're going to stay on top of AMC. They're going to look at the quarterly reports to make sure that even they said that AMC was going to turn around, right? So they're going to follow up on this and they're going to continue to invest in AMC and plan to pass this down to their children. Two different investors doing the exact same thing. What is the difference? The mindset. All right, guys, you guys picking up what I'm putting down? The mindset is different. Once you're confident in your investment, because guys, currency, think about it. I'm going all over the place, guys. Trust me, it's all going to make sense. Currency. What is currency? Currency is a current. I've said this in another live before. This light is a current. It's shining on my face. The Facebook, the iPad that I'm using has an electrical current that's allowing me to speak to you and for you to create this image here so you can see me speak to you and hear the message. That is a current. What is the point of that? They're all flowing all the time. Currency is flow, current. Waves, water, all of that is currency. And so your money is currency. It is a current. It needs to move. It is an energy. Money is energy, current. Just like electricity is a current. The electricity in your heart that is beating your heart, that is a current. It is ever flowing, just like money. And so when we hold on to it and we're scared and we're emotional and we do all sorts of craziness, guess what happens to that current? It is blocked. There is no progression. Nothing's going to happen. As a matter of fact, it might recline. It might go down. Currency. Money needs to flow. You need to let it breathe. And what allows you to let it breathe is your confidence. When you're confident in your portfolio, when you know I am invested into this because I know I'm going to buy 5 shares every month or 20 shares every month, or 30 shares or 100 shares every month. And I know that at the end, right, towards the end of my goal, I'm going to hand over these thousands of shares to my children. You're going to remain consistent. And you're going to allow that currency to flow exactly where you want it. Discipline is going to allow you to maneuver that current to the exact destination that you want. But when you're being pulled in all different types of directions, guess what? You create a blockage for your currency and there's no flow. There's no flowing. There's no flowing. You buy a stock, you make money, you lose it the next day. You finally make a $1,000 profit on a trade. Yeah. You go around the next 2 days, you lose it. You guys picking up what I'm putting down? Are you guys picking up what I'm putting down? Right? I know this was supposed to be about a stock split, okay? Forget the stock split. You guys need to hear this. You guys need to hear this because this is easy stuff. There is no reason why most of you guys are not consistently profitable. When crypto is down, guess what? What do I talk about? I talk about diversification. Diversify. When stocks are down, you go to crypto. When crypto's down, you go back to stocks. If both of them are down, you go to real estate. If real estate is down, you go to futures. If futures are down, you go to bonds, right? It's a flow, currency. You got to flow with it. And if you're not confident, if you're not educated in these different types of strategies, in these different types of opportunities out there, you're going to be stuck and you're going to create blockages. And you're going to wonder why your portfolio is not moving or your money is not moving. Your finances, your business, this is all general. We have to remove those blockage. And how do you do that as an investor? You have to build confidence in what you're investing in. Okay? Moving on. Okay. So NVIDIA announced a stock split. They are splitting July 20th. What is a stock split and why do companies do it? Okay. So when you're investing, all right, most of us here, we don't have our parents, number one, who passed down stocks to us or stock education. We don't have great grandparents who passed down stock education or great. We don't have that. So most of us, this is the first, you're the first generation to even build a portfolio. All right. And so most of us don't have this knowledge, and most of us don't even have the capital to really do this like the big boys are doing. All right. But did you know that the standard size, when you're going to buy a share of a company, if you decide, hey, I'm going to buy some NVIDIA. Kat talked enough about it. She basically went in, I want NVIDIA, or you want Apple, or you want Microsoft, or you want Tesla, right? Let's say you decide that you're going to invest in it. Most people who invest, they buy one share. maybe 2 shares, maybe 5 shares if they're lucky. Did you know that the standard, most other people who are not us, not in our community, do you know what the standard, the average size is? When somebody goes and buys something, what do you guys think? What is the average? So when somebody who's not within the minority community, who are not disadvantaged in the world of finance, okay? And I'm trying to be as politically correct as I can, because we do have some non-minorities in the group, and I don't want to offend anybody. I'm not here to offend. I'm here to speak facts and the truth, okay? So when a non-minority, yes, absolutely, say, the average size, when most people, if you say, hey, Kat, I like this NVIDIA, I checked it out, I love it. The average person who is not a minority is going to buy 100 shares. Okay? Kat, oh my God, 100 shares, they got big money. Well, yeah. Okay? So the average order size is 100 shares. And so when a stock is upwards of $300, $400, $500, $700, like NVIDIA, who's about to hit, actually NVIDIA, I bought an option when NVIDIA was 700 and I got out at 720. NVIDIA's almost 800. Oh, why did I get out so early? Discipline, it's okay though, because I'll move on to the next trade, okay? All right, awesome. So where was I going? I got lost a little bit. I was talking I'm all over the place. Okay. Focus, Kat. All right. So yeah, when the stock goes up 600, 700, 800, like Tesla, last year Tesla was about $2,000, almost $3,000. Apple was about 595. Guess what happens? Right? The liquidity, the currency, the flow is not as flowy. Because not a lot of people can buy 100 shares of NVIDIA at $800 each. Does that make sense, guys? Type in a 7 if that makes sense. Not a lot of people can buy 100 shares of Tesla at $2,000 each. Guys, type in a 7 if you get it, okay? So the average person can't buy, 100 shares of Apple at $700 or at $500. Right? So the currency, the flow, the liquidity that I was talking about to give it that freedom, guess what? That creates a little blockage. Yes, even the big boys who are, guys, money rules, whether you're managing $1,000 or $1 billion, the money rules are the same, guys. You guys think you'll know how to handle money when you make more? If you can't handle the money that you have now, there is no room for more because the money laws are universal. Okay? So I just talked to you guys about currency, did I not? I just talked to you about your money blockages. And now these big boys who are managing trillions of dollars, they are preventing. The reason why they do a stock split is to remove those blockages. Because guess what? If the stocks are not freely flowing, if investors don't have liquidity, if they're not freely able to trade this all over the place, guess what? It's going to be a lot harder for the company to make the money that it wants to make. You guys understand what I'm saying? Because remember, what is a stock? A stock is ownership. You, the investor, are becoming an owner in a company, right? Why is a company giving away its shares? Because it wants your money. It wants to raise the money. It doesn't want to go borrow from the bank. It doesn't want to use its reserves. It wants to raise the money. So you, an investor, you want a piece of this? It's going to cost you. And so if I have a lot of investors, guess what? I can raise a lot of money. If my shares are liquid and that currency is flowing freely, guess what? I've got an abundance of investors. And so guess what? I can go to the next level of my billion-dollar company, my trillion-dollar company. Type in an 8 if you guys picking up what I'm putting down. Type in an 8 if this makes sense. I'm going to repeat it. Remember, money is currency. It wants to be free. It wants to flow. Stop stressing it out. Stop stressing out your portfolio. Let it breathe. Let it do its thing. Leave it alone. All right? You want that liquidity. And so the big boys, guess what? They're managing billions and trillions, but the money law is still the same. Whether it's $1, $2, or $2 trillion, it still needs flow. So how do they create that flow? Well, they're going to allow more investors to have access to their stocks. Make sense? So instead of one investor, one little group of investors who can afford to pay $800 for a stock versus this big group of investors who can afford to buy shares at maybe $100 or $200, right? Which one's gonna create more freedom for the currency to flow? Well, this right here. So that is why a company does a stock split. I bet you nobody ever explained it like that to you. That's why I'm awesome. Right? So that is a stock split. So Apple did it. In 2014, Apple was about $700 a share. They're like, it's getting a little blockety. So, like this right here is a little too slow for me. I need to remove some stuff so this can flow. So they split, and one share of Apple was no longer 700. It was about 7. I'm sorry. What did I just say? One share of Apple was no longer 700. It was about $100. So, Kat, what happens if I own the share before the split? Well, you just inherit more shares. So if you have one share of Apple or Nvidia in this case, right? And one share is you paid $800 for it or $700, right? When the stock splits, guess what? Your one share becomes 7. Now you have 7 shares, right? And now it's more liquid. Okay, same thing with Apple. They did the same thing. In 2014, they were about 7. They split. So anybody who had one share, for every one share you had, you inherited 7 shares. And so they split and those shares became $100. Guess what? It went back up to about $595 last year in 2020. And guess what? They did it again. So typically, when a solid company like Nvidia, okay, a company that has growth potential, that is solid, that has a lot of cash flow, that has a lot of projects, that has a lot of that has huge competitive advantage. When a company like that, like Tesla, for example, or Apple, when they split, typically investors can expect it to go up eventually. It may not happen overnight. Obviously, Apple split last year, and it's still around $100 a share. It hasn't gone back to that 500 or even that 700 yet. Well, that only happened last year. You got to give things time, right? And so typically, investors can anticipate, all right, that the shares are going to go back eventually to that $700 range. So guess what? Now, instead of using $700 to buy one share, you can use $700, that same $700, and now you can buy 7 shares. And when your child is ready to inherit your portfolio, and by then Nvidia is back to 700, guess who's winning? Right? Guess who made a lot of money? So that's one good advantage of a stock split, right? Being able to buy more shares with the same amount of money that you would have spent on it anyway. Type in a 9 if you guys get that. Type in a 9 if you guys understand the benefits of a stock split, of investing in a stock split. Okay? So now, all right, what are the disadvantages? Well, just again, this goes back to type in a 9, guys. Do you guys get that? Okay, some of you. Okay, you guys typed in 9. All right, I can move on. Okay. So, what are the advantages of investing? The disadvantages of investing in a stock split. Well, the unknown, right? If you're not checking out the company's profile, you don't understand how the company makes money. You don't understand what makes the company so special. You don't understand any of that, and you just blindly buy a company because it did a stock split, and you hope that it goes back up. Well, then you have a huge risk of it never going back up. If it's a company that has been in the negative for the past 4 or 5 years, it probably won't go back up. And so you just kind of invested in a stock split for no reason. So how do you alleviate that? Again, it goes back to that confidence. Educate yourself on what it is that you're invested in so that it gives you a peace of mind, so that you leave your portfolio alone and you allow the current, to get you to your destination. Type in a 10 if you guys get that. Type in a 10 if you guys understand how to invest in a stock split. Number 1, understand if the company is healthy. What is the company? What does it do? How does it make money? Is it making money? What does it have planned for the next 5, 10, 20 years? What makes it so special? All right. Number 2, decide that, hey, this company is going to get me to that goal. It's really easy. 2 steps. Understand what you're investing in. Okay. And then just go buy the shares. It's really that easy. Now, a little tip for you guys. typically, those of you write it, okay, Sharon said 10, Merlene said 10. I guess the 10 is too much, right? That's two numbers. I guess typing a 1 is easier. Okay, awesome. You guys get it. Okay, so a little tip for you guys, all right? What I have noticed in my experience, and this is not like a rule. Actually, it is kind of a rule. It's kind of like, it's a play on buy the rumor, sell the news, right? Buy the rumor, sell the news. You guys have heard of that rule, right? When there's a rumor that a stock is going to do something crazy, well, everybody gets hyped. Everybody's anticipating like, oh, this is about to split. That's what's going on with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is about to split. Let's go, guys. Hop on this. You better buy NVIDIA. Or whatever it is. AMC, Dogecoin, for example. When Dogecoin, what's his name? Elon Musk was going to be on Saturday Night Live. And it was like a whole hype. Oh, my God. Elon Musk going to talk about Dogecoin. Yes. And it's going to go through the roof. And what happened? That's a classic buy the rumor, sell the news. So when there's a rumor that the stock is going to do something special or it's going to go up, that's when you buy. You buy the hype. Like, yeah, all right, I'm buying with y'all. As soon as the news comes out, as soon as the stock split comes out, as soon as whatever it is that everybody's anticipated, that's when you sell. That's when you sell. So what does that mean for an investor? Kat, you tell me never to sell when I'm an investor. What that means for an investor is if you're not already invested into NVIDIA, all right, if you're already invested into NVIDIA, keep doing your thing because you're making money right now, all right? Once it splits, give it a minute. Give it some time for it to drop. You heard this from me, all right? This is a little tip. Guys, this is going to make you a lot of money. Wait for it to drop because Tesla did the same thing. Apple did the same thing. Who else split recently? I forgot. There was another example that I had. Okay, usually. Now, that doesn't mean it's a guarantee, but it's a little heads up. A little patience won't kill you. So what does that look like in real life? I've already been invested into NVIDIA. I'm going to keep doing my thing. Come July 20th, I'm going to pump the brakes on NVIDIA. Watch what happens for the next month. If it drops, which I'm anticipating, then I'll be, so let's say like the shares are like 100 and something. If it drops down to like maybe 100 or something, then I would catch it. Okay, if I'm invested, if I'm trading it, then it's time to sell. You could short it on when the news comes out, or you can buy a put to make money on the way down, or you can buy a call for now, hold on to the call and sell it once it splits. Right, there are millions of things that you can do on the short term basis. Those of you who are not part of my stock club, go ahead and type in a 2. If you are not part of my stock club, I did extend it until July 15th because a lot of you guys joined this weekend, and I just want you guys to make money. If you're not part of the stock club, go ahead and type in a 2. I have a stock club where I post daily. Well, not daily. Let me not do that. I'm not gonna do that to myself because I don't trade every day. But I post often. I post a list of stocks, suggested prices. You don't have to follow those prices. You can do whatever price you want. I give a list of crypto, and I also give a list of stock options. So if you're not part of that, go ahead and type in a 2, and I'll send you the invite link. So you guys, the free trial will end July 15th. So I'm going to give you guys 2 weeks to make some money. Guys, a little tidbit. If you're part of a stock club, I'm going to repeat that. If you're part of a stock club, you're paying every month, and the stock club is not paying for itself, you're in the wrong stock club. I'm going to repeat that. My stock club is no joke. You guys are not ready to make money. Please don't join. We are here to make money. I want the stock club to pay for itself. It is my due. It is actually, I take that as a challenge. I want the stock club to pay for itself because I don't want to hear any excuses. Oh, I can't afford it. Well, you can't afford to invest. Okay? All right. That's enough about the stock club. I'm not here to sell you. I'm here to educate you, okay? All right, any questions, guys? So that's pretty much it for the stock split. So the companies do that to provide more liquidity so that more investors have access to even be able to invest in this company, and so they can raise more money, okay? And then you, the investor, you benefit because you get to get way more shares with the same budget that you have. So remember, the goal is ownership. The goal is to have as many shares as possible. So when you have a solid company like Apple or Tesla or NVIDIA that does a stock split, this is your chance to grab as many shares as you can so that your kids can get to inherit 20,000 shares, 10,000 shares. You guys picking up what I'm putting down so they can inherit 4,000 shares, 5,000 shares. All right? All right. Any questions, guys? Any questions? Any questions? Right? That's pretty much it for the live. Any questions on anything? I'm going to go through the comments. All right. So you guys typed in 7s and 8s. No, they haven't. Indeed, you're awesome. Huh? Thank you. I am awesome. Thanks. Okay. Anybody else? All right. I'm gonna leave it open for about. You're welcome, Sharon. You're welcome. All right. Okay. This was a short one. I'm gonna leave it open for another 2 minutes. Why you guys? Any questions? Doesn't have to be about a stock split, right? It could buy the rumor, sell the news. Again, you want to wait. You want to give it some time on July 20th, okay? So the split is happening July 20th. Doesn't mean it's going to go down July 20th. I'm not here, guys. I'm not here telling you. Don't go telling people Cap said July 20th NVIDIA is going to go down. That's not what I said now, okay? What I'm saying is watch it around this time. It may. Don't be alarmed. Even if you want to continue, like, Kat, listen, I don't have time to sit here and watch NVIDIA. Like, that sounds like a lot of work. I'm still just going to buy it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. That's okay. Just don't be surprised if it goes down. Okay? Don't be surprised. All right? All right. All right. Naju. Hey, killing it. Thank you. Marlene says, what will be the price for the stock club? Oh, I didn't come here to sell, but since you're asking, $150 a month, right? I didn't want to make it too cheap to where you guys, because when you make things too cheap, you guys buy it and never look at it. My $27 course, I actually get to track how many people actually watch the course. About like 20-30% of you guys buy that and don't even watch it. But when I make things a little more expensive and I put a little more weight, that's when you guys actually show up and you actually do the work. So yeah, $150 is just a way to keep you accountable, really. I don't need to charge anything. But when I don't charge anything, you guys don't do nothing. Okay? So yeah, $150. And the goal is for the stock club to pay for itself. There are stock clubs out there for $200. I'm part of one where I pay $500 a month for it. And half of the picks that he puts, I don't even buy. I'm just here because I need to keep myself fresh. This is what I do, right? And so if I'm going to keep myself fresh, especially for you guys, I need to surround myself with the people that are going to lead me to the current, right? Lead the current to my destination, right? And so, yeah, there's stock clubs out there. There's some that are cheaper, right? But I think mine is right around in the middle, okay? I'm not here to convince you to be part of it, but $150 to answer your question. Okay. Thoughts on GE reverse split? Oh, good job. Good. Nice. Thank you for asking, Michelle. Thank you. I was going to talk about reverse split. Okay. So Kat, what about a reverse split? So you talked about a split. A split is because this thing's way too expensive. Not enough people are able to buy this and the currency is not flowing freely. You guys get that, right? And so they split it to make it more accessible to investors, to make that currency a little bit more freely, a little more liquid. When you hear the word liquidity, or liquid in the finance word, we're talking about that flowing. How easy is this flowing, right? So when you put your money in a liquid account, so checking account is liquid. You can get your money in and out, right? Savings account is liquid. But your retirement account, like your 401k, that thing's got blockages, right? You got to sign papers, you got to borrow, you got to beg, borrow, and steal, all that. That's what we mean by liquidity. So when a stock is too much money and they want to make it more liquid, provide more liquidity, they do a stock split. What about a reverse stock split? Well, in order to be on the stock market, all right, your shares have to be worth a certain amount. Okay? If your shares fall below that amount, sometimes they do a reverse stock split where they're like, okay, this is too liquid. It's too cheap. All right? When something is too cheap, again, just like some of my courses, when it's too cheap, people are like, oh, or they don't really take it seriously. They don't really see any value in it, right? If you go and buy a Louis bag and you see one that's two grand and you see another one that's 200, you're automatically going to think the one that's 2 grand is better. Yes or no? Type in a 1 if you guys agree. If you go and buy a Louis bag, you're already in a luxury store. And one bag is 2 grand, the other one's 200. Although they're both Louis bags, you're going to automatically think, your psychology, your psyche is automatically going to think the $2,000 one is better. Why? Because it's priced higher. It's the same thing with everything, guys, especially investments. A lot of you guys think that because the stock is more expensive, that it's better, right? A lot of you guys. And so a reverse stock split plays on that psychology. Like, oh, maybe the stock is just too cheap. Maybe that's why we're not really getting a lot of investors. So let's juice it up a little bit. Sometimes they do it because of that, all right? And also they do it if they fall below the minimum price to be on the stock exchange. Okay, so there's two reasons. So GE, if it's doing a reverse stock split, AIG tried to do that in 2008 when the market, remember in 2008 AIG suffered, man. That was the financial crisis. So AIG tried to do that, but it didn't really help. Okay, so with reverse stock splits with GE, it's funny. I should have, Michelle, thank you for holding me accountable. I should have had that on this live, right? Because I'm talking about stock splits. But you have to look a little bit deeper. I do own GE, and I'm going to continue to own GE, but I haven't even looked into that. So figure out what is the reason why they're doing the stock split. I might do a part 2 on that. Okay, thank you for that. What is the reason that they're doing the stock split? And GE, guys, that thing's been here forever, right? But AIG was here forever as well. So just be careful with that. Be very careful. Understand why are they doing the stock split, and then kind of find out. Again, it goes back to the health of the company. I'm invested into GE. I'm going to continue to invest into GE. But again, another thing too, guys, I wanted to mention. If you are already invested in a company before it splits, the shares are going to be different, but the value is going to be the same. Does that make sense? Okay, let me repeat that. If you're invested into Nvidia at $700 a share, and then when it splits, now one share is $100. You inherited 7 shares, but the value is still $700. Type in a 1 if you guys got that. Okay. If you had one share at $700 and then it split into 7 shares and each share is worth $100, you still have $700 worth of it. So if you already own the shares before the stock split, whether it's a traditional one or a reverse one, the value of your portfolio is going to remain the same. Now, what's going to change is the next time you decide to buy a few shares, it's going to cost you less. That's all. Okay? All right, guys, any other questions? Nice question, Michelle. Thank you for that. It was a really good question. Yes, please. I have shares and I keep adding. Yeah, for sure. Just keep adding. Don't worry too much about it. I don't think, as a matter of fact, hopefully it actually helps it, right? It actually gives it a boost. So, again, and they pay dividends. So most investors are most of these wealthy investors who, guys, a little side note for you, and we got time, okay? A little side note for you guys. The stock market is controlled by institutional investors. We want to believe that we retail investors control the market. We really don't. They have trillions of dollars. We all together, we may touch $1 billion. If all of us put together our money together, we may touch $1 billion. Okay. So who are these institutional investors? These institutional investors are the banks, the hedge funds, the mutual funds, the exchange traded funds. Right? Did I say hedge funds already? Right? These banks, these investment banks, and I'm not talking about just the United States. I'm talking about the world. These are companies. Companies like Tesla is invested into crypto, is invested into other companies, right? Companies themselves. Apple itself has shares in other companies. Your business, a lot of you guys are business owners. You can build a portfolio for your business to create cash flow for your business. I do this. I have a portfolio for my business where I create cash flow for my business. When sales are low, or maybe I'm just not in the mood to deal with people, because that happens to me. It's just me, guys. I have a little help, but it's just me. Sometimes I'm human. Sometimes I get exhausted. Sometimes I get emotionally drained. My energy is drained. Sometimes I don't want to deal with it. So I have cash flow coming in from my investments as well to help keep my business afloat for those times as well. You can do that. So again, back to the subject. These guys who are controlling the market, they have way more money than you. But guess what? You have an advantage. What is your advantage? You are trading for yourself. You are investing for yourself. You don't have a billionaire that's looking over your shoulder, that's breathing down your neck. Right? You don't have 4 or 5 billionaires that have had money, that have had their money being invested with you in the family for 2, 3, 4, 5 generations. So you don't have that pressure. These institutional investors do. And so that is your edge. You can take all the risks that you want. You can decide what it is that you want to make. They don't have that luxury because they're working for someone else. They're managing other people's money. And so those same crazy strategies that you're able to do for yourself, they can't do that Walter's portfolio. Walter, who's been investing with the company for 4 or 5 generations, right? They can't do that. And so there are strategies that they won't do. All right. So you have, so when you think about that, these investors, think about what are some safe stocks that they want to invest in. What is the point of me bringing that up? What are some safe stocks that they want to invest in? If they have a quota to meet, if they have a certain return that they have to give because, hey, they've got millions of dollars with the company, or their great grandfather, they have to meet a certain quota. And so what are some stocks that you think these investors, guys, this is how you think. This is how I get my ideas. What are some stocks that you can think of that these investors know that they can invest in and meet their quotas? Dividend paying stocks, guys. This is a gem. I'm glad I waited to the end to give this one. This is a gem. So Michelle, with your GE, GE doesn't pay a lot of dividends. It's not like the best paying dividend, but it pays dividends. AT&T pays dividends. Johnson & Johnson pays dividends. Disney pays dividends. Colgate pays dividends. Coca-Cola pays dividends. Pepsi pays dividends. So a lot of these institutional investors, it's not that Pepsi, oh my God, I can't wait till Pepsi goes $1,000 a share, or I can't wait till a Coca-Cola goes to $300 a share. They're not concerned with that. They're concerned with Walter's portfolio, and Walter wants minimum 20% for the year. So in order for them to give Walter 20% for the year, they got to rely on those dividends, because those, they come every quarter. They come every quarter. Every single quarter, no matter how well the portfolio manager does, no matter how bad they do, those dividends are going to save them. And so institutional investors love stocks who pay dividends. So when you're invested in a stock, a solid stock that pays dividends, I'm not really concerned with this company going bankrupt, because those institutional investors, guess what? They're probably not going to let that happen. Okay? I know that was a long-winded answer, but guys, it's one thing for me to just tell it to you, but if I tell you why, if I explain the background, I think it'll help you understand a lot better and help you on your journey a lot better. Okay? Type in a 1 if that was helpful. Type in a 1 if that changed your perspective on these stocks, right? These big boys who are handling Mr. Williams' portfolio for the past 4 or 5 generations is not concerned with AMC or GameStop or Dogecoin. They might get in and out, make quick money. Get in and out, but they're not. Walter is not passing down Dogecoin without any real evidence, right? Exactly. Does that make sense? Okay, good. All right. Yes. Michelle says, I'm all about dividends, and I own a lot of the ones you mentioned. Yeah, absolutely. Because the goal, guys, the goal is ownership. The goal is not profit. You can make $10,000 today. It doesn't matter if your kids don't get to see any of that $10,000. What's the point of making $20,000 in 3 months if your kids don't get to see a penny of that? What's the point? What was the point of that? For you to go and buy a Louis bag or to go show off to your friends? What is the point? If you don't have anything to show for it in the next year, 2 years, 5 years, what's the point of making 20 grand in 3 months or 2 months? What's the point? To boast on Facebook and get a whole bunch of likes for three days straight, and then what? Right, guys, we gotta shift our thinking. We gotta think for the next generation. We're not here to build a portfolio for our own selfish reasons. We don't have that luxury because our parents didn't have that luxury. Our great-grandparents didn't have. So we make the sacrifice to set our family, to set the ones that are coming behind, set them up for success. Yes, it's nice to get in and out and make a quick 20, 30 bucks, 50 bucks. I'm sorry, I said 20, 30 bucks. That's not money. 200, 300, maybe a quick 20 grand and you take yourself out. But make sure some of it stays in there to pass down to your children. Okay? All right, guys. Now I've talked for an hour. All right, so that's pretty much it. I don't see any more questions. Have a good day. Happy trading and make some money. Remember, buy the rumor, sell the news. Bye-bye.